Whiskey and bullshit. Whiskey and bullshit. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey and bullshit.
Never gets old, does it? But the funniest thing is that last whiskey and bullshit, that last whiskey, bro. You meant that, didn't you, Scott? You meant that.
I meant it.
Whiskey and
That had to happen.
That was special.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hi y'all, I'm Benita. Welcome to Whiskey and Bullshit. Third episode.
I'm Mo. What's happening?
Mwaza Carol here.
I'm the commentator formerly known as Scottola, who is now scot free.
I don't understand.
Scot free today.
Scott,
Scot free.
you care to share?
That's it.
He free from Scott.
Scot free.
He got off. Scott free.
I get off scot free every time. You hear me?
Okay.
All the way home.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a social commentary as well, but I won't belabor the start of our show with that right now. So carry on.
All the way home.
Literally.
Cheers, people.
Since we already are tickled just over Scott's shenanigans, let's jump on into the whiskey.
Oh,
We drinking, Carol.
Hey, wait a minute. Scott, give me a tasty drink.
oh, all right. Here you go.
Give me a tasty drink of the week. Come on.
Oh, okay. Tasty drink of the week.
Yes. Our tasty drink this week. Okay, so we're going. So come on, y'all. Where my whiskey reside? Where the money resides in Ireland, because we have an Irish whiskey this time.
Classic.
Right.
That's what it was for. I get it. Okay.
Classic Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey.
Now,
Jameson.
Scott, that looked like the big bottle.
It is. They ain't had no 375s, bro.
See, now you're feeling my pain. You're feeling my pain.
I felt it. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt it. He was like, they just had some Saturday. I was like, I guess I'm just gonna have to drink it.
Let me tell you why. Jameson whiskey is one of the best-selling whiskeys in the world.
Okay.
Not just in Ireland, in the world. There's a bar in 2008, a bar in an Irish pub in Minneapolis. So 671 cases of Jameson. That was 22 bottles a day of Jameson, making them the largest server of Jameson's whiskey in the world.
In the world.
That title for 4 years.
Okay.
All right.
Years.
Okay.
22 bottles a day. This better be some good stuff.
Man.
I can't wait.
You know.
I'm cracking the seal.
Let's see.
So, John Jameson, who this is named after, John Jameson, was.
Ooh, nice.
How he ended. He was actually a lawyer with a law practice, and how he ended up doing the whiskey is that his wife. He married the daughter of one of the famous whiskey distillers in Ireland. So he
Okay.
got married into the distillery business. Him and his wife had 16 kids, so they was drinking and bullshitting.
She needed to
Maybe
drink.
more drinking. Good Lord.
She
So
had
they had 8 daughters and 8 sons.
Nice. Nice with the
uh,
balance.
They went on ahead and mixed it up, didn't
That's an anomaly.
equal opportunities.
they?
Uh, they passed 8 million cases in 2019.
Mm.
8 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That's huge. Okay.
So yeah, this is a
Good
so this
stuff.
is it's a blend of grain whiskey and single malt still. So grain whiskey is like whiskey that is made from something other than uh, barley, like corn, wheat, rye, that kind of thing. So it's made
Okay.
from grain whiskey and a single malt still, which is basically malted a single pot still, which is basically a whiskey that's done by barley, but it's in barley alone. Okay, so they're mixed together in this uh,
In this nice mash.
nice mashup of blends.
Good.
So it has a pretty color. Y'all see that?
It really does.
That's a
And it
nice
smells
color.
nice. It doesn't smell super strong. It just smells like nice, clean whiskey.
It is. It does smell. It does have that cool whiskey smell to it.
Yeah, like a crisp.
But go ahead and sip
It has
it.
like
Sip it.
some vanilla cream notes and
Mhm.
and um and more grassy, woodsy taste. Less like the American whiskeys, which are more smoky. You know,
My mouth.
your mouth is burning.
My mouth.
So this ain't no joke, man.
Mm.
I mean, the reality is that it's not as high a proof as what we was drinking last week.
Oh, that I
No,
know.
I ain't.
I can
94.
still feel my lips. I couldn't feel them last week.
It's a good one.
Elijah. Thank you, Elijah.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
No, this is a good one, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
thank you, Jameson.
John Jameson.
Thank you, Jameson.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jameson.
There you go. I like that.
Thank you, Attorney
Okay.
Jameson.
Right.
So this is a distillery. It's not like soaked in barrels,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
like American whiskey is or Canadian whiskey.
Mhm.
And it's not as harsh as a Scotch. Scotch is a
Mhm.
little more, we will do a Scotch at some point, but
Okay.
Mhm.
Scotch is a little more. It's a little different.
Is it a little bit more? Look, it's a bolder taste.
Yes.
Than, much more bold. Yeah, I'm with
Because
you.
it is done through. So like Irish whiskey is done through like dried. The rye is dried I'm sorry, the barley is dried in like a kiln with natural gas and stuff.
Okay.
Whereas Scotch whiskey has it's dried it's a peat fire. So if
I
you
don't know what the hell you talking about. man.
Mm-mm.
You know what? And
so
I'm looking. I'm
so
looking at
peat
Benita and
is
Scott like,
okay.
oh,
Let me
here it
let me
comes.
break it down to you.
Here it
Peat is
comes. It's
decomposed
coming.
matter.
It landed.
Okay,
Break it down.
break it. Peat is
Let
decomposed matter.
That's
Okay,
nasty.
so they use the decomposed matter to create wood to create fires.
mm,
Those fires are what dries the barley for Scotch.
make fire.
Yes, make fire. So fire, barley,
Uh-oh.
different fire, barley, different fire, barley. Scotch, Irish whiskey.
Mhm.
So we are partaking in Irish whiskey, which I think it's a good whiskey taste. It's it's lighter and crisper than American whiskey.
It is. It is.
Yes, that it is. That's it. That's why I was saying it smells crisp and fresh, and it tastes,
And you
crisper.
can smell those vanilla. You can kind of get the vanilla notes from the smell,
Mm-hmm.
but the taste you get more. You can get a little bit from the taste, but not. I think I get the earthy taste more, the grassy taste, the you know.
Oh, okay.
What you get, V?
Scott is like, mm-hmm.
I got the vanilla. I taste that vanilla in there. And like you said, I appreciate the lighter flavor of it. I
Mm-hmm.
understand why people like it.
Yeah.
I understand why people like it, but
Okay.
not but. It's it has its appropriate moment.
It's different from what we have been tasting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different. And it's
Mm-hmm.
different from what we, what you when you go into the places that we frequent for drinking
Right.
stuff. Jameson is
Right.
not the thing that you see on the menu,
Right.
You see Jack,
Right.
which
You
is
see.
like a completely different flavor profile altogether.
Yes, it's pretty different.
So, yeah. Vanita,
Hmm?
your eyeballs are big.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Because we can see them. We can see them.
So, what's your earworm? Because
Uh-oh.
I'm like, decompose what? What?
It's okay, Vanita.
Hmm.
Just trying to educate us on what's going in our bodies. That's all.
Whiskey. It's a light, clean whiskey.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely clean. It is definitely that.
All that to say, it's a light, clean whiskey, Vanita.
Yeah. At the end of the
That's a
day,
good summary. That's a good summary. That's a good summary.
Mm-hmm.
plastic.
I don't believe you.
So you're gonna try some more, huh, Scott?
Say you gotta extra.
Look, it's a science.
So
This
Scott,
is
what's
important.
this is,
My earworm?
yeah.
My earworm, you ask? So my what were we calling the throwback? We was calling it something else.
The throwback.
We had like a throwback earworm, and then we had a fairly current. Anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Vanita, how many different cups you got?
Because we
This is my
right.
water cup. I gotta keep that popping because
Yeah, you got to. So my throwback earworm is "Weekend Girl" by the SOS band.
Get out! Really?
Look, so there's there's so much genius to this song, right? So because it kind of takes you on this journey. Because at the beginning, right, he's
On
like,
Monday.
I'm really pleased to meet you, and but she's like, I would like to see you sometime, but it wasn't gonna happen. She was like, nah, I work all day. And so he's kind of, the guy is, and I'm sure there are probably some woke lords out here that could probably find some stuff wrong with this, but well, let me not say but I think that, like the progression of the song where it goes, it starts off where she's just like, nah, it ain't gonna happen, till we get to the bridge and he like, look, I don't let nothing keep me from what I want, and she's like, and then by the end of the song, she's like, yes, I'd like to do that. Can you pick me up at 7? You and then the diabolical laughter at the end. But then the beat, the production. This is just classic 80s. Is this Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis? I think it's produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I honestly don't know.
It probably is.
You know, like all the little effects in there, like the wow, and it's a dope lick. It's like it's ride music. All right, so that's the throwback. So my more current earworm is this artist named Madison McFerrin. And yeah, right. So she's good. You know, she's dope. And she is the daughter of Bobby McFerrin. Yeah. So I haven't even really gotten a chance to like go down the rabbit hole with her, but like her first, well, not the first, but the lick that I'm on right now is this song called Try. And it's, you know, really, you know, like heavily synthesized, a deep groove, like maybe like low tempo house. And she has these really, you know, really good control of her voice and these kind of understated vocals to, you know, that match this this almost, if it wasn't such a dope beat, it would sound overproduced, but it's, you know, everything just comes together and it's really, you know, like really danceable, rideable kind of deep house track. So
she went to Berkeley.
Did she?
Did she really?
Yeah, music. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. So that's my earworm, and she's dope. What I've heard of her, she's dope. You know.
Okay, check that out. Okay. Who's up? Oh, me. Well, my throwback was inspired by Mr. Scott Tola, aka Scott Free. Dude, Quincy Jones. Q's Juke Joint.
Yeah.
Was that like whole entire album?
Yes.
It was dope.
Yes.
Dope, completely. And Scott, you inspired that, man. I'm like, man, Quincy Jones, talented. How he just blended all the artists together. From the tracks to the lyrics, just completely. You could ride to that whole album completely all day without turning it off. So appreciate that, Scott. The new one is the more current one for me is Roll Some Mo by Lucky Day.
Lucky Day, that album is so fire.
Man, I've been sleeping.
Hey, Lucky Day, if you're watching this, we need a new album now. Like, stop playing.
Straight, when I say just smooth and you can just vibe, another one that you can just put on and just ride all day. Those are my earworms.
Listen to that whole album. I can go to
that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, that album is amazing.
That is my earworm, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
So my earworm, old school, was not inspired by Scott Free.
Nobody's perfect.
But it was inspired by Vanita Applebaum.
You gotta put me on.
Yeah.
So
it's just as good.
It is. I needed to find some workout music because I can't go nowhere and I have to set my own pace. And so out pops a diva. And if you Scott Tola, you're looking confused. A diva.
I was processing, but it's, you know.
Come on now.
I was just trying to sit in the cut, you know, but you just gonna bust me out. I'm trying to look inquisitive, you know, but Scott Tola, he don't know what I'm talking about.
House music artist extraordinaire back in the day, a diva. I mean, I put on some Adiva and my body starts moving automatically. You just be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You just go start moving. It's like
Okay.
you have no choice. So even if I'm not actually doing exercises, I'm jumping around the house because Adiva will just get you bumping, you know. Go back, check out your Adiva, get your house music on, and get your life in order. Get your body in order because you're gonna start moving.
Is
And
that
so
is that
I have, huh?
is that the music you can clean the house to?
I was
Just
just gonna say, you turn around, whole house be clean.
be clean. Just
Oh,
vibe.
oh, will
Vibe.
just be vibing. And my dog looks at me crazy every morning this week because I've been putting it on, and she's been like, "What is she doing?"
Nice.
All right. Well,
And
shout out, Adiva, Mike Cameron, and Troy Patterson, and Deborah Parkin Cameron, and Roderick Goody, and the whole crew, Smack Productions.
Oh
Man.
boy.
No.
All right. Okay.
All right.
stuff to get popping, to get your body popping.
Applebum just dropped all them names. You hear me?
Quick.
And then
Like, ew, oh, ooh, oh.
I love this song. This song by Kevin Ross.
I love Kevin Ross.
Kevin
makes
Ross,
good music.
yeah. And his man, God is a genius.
God is a genius.
It's just a genius because that song, you would think it's a gospel, but it's not really. It's not a gospel song. It is a love song.
It is a love song. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, God is a genius because He made you and me. And we supposed to be together and all this, and it is.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
That's some game. You hear me?
Hey, complete, total.
Man, y'all sleeping on Kevin Ross.
Hold on. Let me get this pen. Let me get
stuff right there. But you hear that song?
hold on. Let me
take that down. Take that line down.
You hear me?
Take that line down. That's the new line. That's the God is. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in spirit? Do you
Right.
have spirituality? Because God is a genius. Because He made you and me, baby.
Love it. You know I'm using that right.
It's beautiful. I love his voice. I love his singing skill. The writing, the music that he's singing is great. I mean, you just got to check it out. You just got to check it out. If you have not heard him, he's been out for a few years, but this song, God is a Genius, is just dope. I love it. I love the lyrics. I love the whole thing. Like, yes, because he did make me, so genius status he gets. So, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Ross he's a musician too. He plays those instruments. He writes all that music and he sings it. Dope. If you can catch him live though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's a good show. That is a good show. Let's see. My earworm, my throwback earworm, is Instant Vintage.
Yes.
I can drive clean across the country with that album.
You hear me? Yes.
Hands down. Hands down.
Yes. Was all that it was cracked up to be too. You hear me?
Instant Vintage. The moment I heard
Instant Vintage. Yes.
So I was fluctuating for my my current. One is Sir, who I've been listening to for a few years now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir is the king of fuckboy lyrics.
Ah,
Hey, yo, they be so smooth. You don't even know he got so much game in these lyrics. So I'm like, oh my God, like, how could you not fall for these lines?
Oh,
He's
okay.
a total fuckboy. Like, you know, the dopest fuckboy you will ever hear. Like, those lyrics are cold.
I'm mad that you're using dopest and fuckboy in the same
I
sentence.
know. I never thought that could be possible. But the music
it's a
is
crazy,
so.
it's a crazy dichotomy. I was trying to see where this goes.
Listen,
Well,
it's like
let's listen.
this dude wrote a song talking about I told you out the gate that we weren't gonna be together. I was just here for the cootie cat,
Is that what he said?
and no, that ain't what he said.
I know.
I know.
I already know.
It's basically like,
Carry on.
you kind of, I know that you think you got me, because I like your cootie cat and everything, but you can never compare to Kelly, who is his wife.
Well,
You mind blown. Like, really, dude?
Oh my God.
I mean,
Those are fuckboy lyrics.
All day.
I mean,
Don't do it, Scott. Don't do it, Scott.
Okay, all right. Nope.
Don't, please.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
wide open too, and I know you want to walk through it because I'm with you. But
Say
no,
what you gonna say, Scott.
don't
Say
do it.
you don't even know. I mean, but I ain't. No, you right. I ain't. Nope. I hear you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fuck boy lyrics. Okay. All right. Okay.
No, I want to hear the opposite.
No, you don't. No.
Yes, I do. I promise I do.
Nah, G. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it.
How you
Not
do
on this live stream yard.
You ain't gonna get it.
You ain't.
Oh my goodness.
Don't do it.
What Mud did say? the man inside this dress is having conflictions.
You know what
I ain't looking. Look. No.
No, Scott. I know it. No.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm clear. No. You right. You right. Hey.
Come on now.
No. You gotta treat people with respect. Treat people with respect.
I'm just saying. Well,
and just because you say something up front don't mean that you can't feel that your partner or partners are going a little farther than you might like. So, hey, but you got to feel that out so that you don't create trauma on the back end. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just curious as to why, if Kelly's so dope, why you over there?
Do you like turkey sandwiches?
I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian.
Okay, all right, bet. Do you like veggie lasagnas?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, bet. Do you like fried rice?
On occasion.
Okay, all right. That's why.
This is good. This is good.
That's why.
I said that's why.
Listen, if I sign up for veggie lasagna, I'm gonna fix it in all kinds of different ways, but it's gonna always be veggie lasagna.
I hear that. And I have no issue with anyone who wants to eat veggie lasagna every day. But there are some people out there who wish to have a bit more variety in their diet.
Oh, you mean like the fried rice she spoke of, right?
Something like fried rice. I mean, you might just wake up one morning, and you might just want some cereal for breakfast. You might like some pancakes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't. I mean, not you ain't, but there are some people that they might want a little diversity.
And those
Again,
people should not
that's
lock
that's
down.
between them. That's between them, right?
Yeah, but further into the album, she cussing his ass out. I'm like, yo, you not returning my calls? Fuck you. I
Yeah,
got
exactly.
shit. Kiss
And
my
and
ass.
and that's why I said what I said, because you can say what you can talk about what you said, and I you can talk about what you said, but there is something to be said for someone who has the sensitivity to understand that even if they do say some stuff up front, there is a possibility that their partner or partners might be feeling a different way.
Thank you, John Jameson.
Yo, and
Okay.
We
just
together.
I'm just advocating for everyone, like everyone, including including the fuck boy, to be more sensitive and to take more responsibility and more accountability
What?
for people's feelings. That, for real, seriously,
Yeah, I mean, okay.
it's a challenge to the fuck boy mentality, for real.
Yeah. I think Sir himself personally is probably a good dude because he's married with kids and they good, right?
Yeah, you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
No comment.
Right. It's all for show.
I ain't never heard of him, so
You might want to. He got some dope stuff. He's got some
what?
pretty dope music, which
Okay.
is why I'm conflicted because some of them lyrics, I'm like, ooh.
I mean, well, hey, 2 Live Crew.
I mean,
Right.
I was not a fan, but I was an
Not the
advocate.
same. Not the same, though, is it?
Huh?
I mean,
She said 2 Live Crew. Not the same comparison, is it?
when the music came on, you was bumping your booty too. So come on.
Yeah, absolutely. But what's the point?
Yeah.
2 Live
Look,
Crew. What? What's the?
You know?
look. We was bumping the 2 Live Crew, and then years later, we was bumping to Pumps in a Bump. You hear me? And look, and I'll be the first to go on record and say that was not of the same musical quality as 2 Live Crew. Okay, so
I mean,
but we was bumping to it. That's you like what you like.
I mean, yeah, I'm a Crime Mob fan, so
Yeah,
I'm conflicted about
for real.
what's the
that's the line for me. I'm
what's
joking.
the
I'm
song?
joking. I'm joking.
I got
Whatever one song that was, it was awesome. I do remember. I was probably drinking some Jameson at the time, but I remember I was in the club.
Thanks, JJ.
You hear me? I was in the club when it came on. I enjoyed it at the time. You hear
I
me?
was all
But
like, stiletto pumps in the club. Stiletto pumps in
yeah,
the
the
club.
club.
We rockin' stilettos. We rockin' stilettos.
I'm just
It's
saying.
like, okay,
I be
like for real.
conflicted
But for
about
real, that song, that was the song I went to the bar on. I was like, it's time to go to the bar.
what's the song out now? The peace
Huh?
what's
Oh,
the,
Yeah.
I got a piece on.
No.
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But you gotta have.
Came on the
There's a place
radio,
for that. There's,
And-
you gotta give space for that.
and the thing is that it came on the radio, and despite the lyrics, the music is bumping.
Mhm.
That's
So
what
when
it's
it
always been
came
about, was
on,
the music. Who listened to the
Always
lyrics? Who
it was
listened to
like
2 Live Crew's
I was
lyrics?
like, oh, it's like, yeah, the song is bumping. And then I was conflicted because there was 2 elder black women that passed my car at the time, and I was like, uh,
You know what though?
Look.
Everybody got a little ratchet in them. So no,
Don't
don't.
You hear me?
No,
Cause look, we was listening.
everybody
We
got a little ratchet.
we
No.
we was listening to MC Brains, you know, and Albie Shore. Albie Shore has some nice music, but y'all know that man can't sing.
Well, let me finish my earworm.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Let me back. Let me.
Side of this, the other side. The reason why I was conflicted this week was because I really love Sir's music, right?
Mhm.
But I also love Alex Isley.
Yes.
And while her music is
Ooh.
beautiful and smooth
Yes.
and very sensuous,
Yes.
she got some little bit of smack my ass in there too.
I'm
Okay.
here for it. I'm 100% here for it.
Nice.
Like that look, that.
Love it.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
That was all.
Carry on, Benita.
Those two. We're gonna move on into
That is nice.
the deep, drunk deep.
We drunk deep?
Drunk deep.
Being that Jameson is a light and crisp drink,
Yes.
whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
you must mix it with something light and crisp.
Oh, okay. Like some Coke.
No, more like the ginger ale.
You know what? I
Well,
was thinking about that. Vanita, how does
it's all
that
right
taste?
with Coke too
It's
now.
good. It's good.
Well,
It seems like
But
it's
see,
lighter.
this ain't regular Coke. Y'all already know. Y'all know how I get down. This
okay.
Mexican Coke.
So I got some Pepsi here, and
Because
Pepsi and Coke
Really?
probably intensifies because this a little deeper than what I had before.
Mm-hmm.
This bring the body a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So just
Nice.
just a note for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
so let's get
All right.
drunk.
All right. Drunk deep. Everybody
Drunk
ready
deep.
to get drunk deep? Take
Drunk
a sip
deep.
of your Jameson and let's get deep. All right.
Yeah.
At least we're gonna try.
Oh, look.
This one's not that bad. Appreciate your honesty there.
Do not
All right.
get this out on my computer keyboard.
Drunk deep. Believe that you can and you are halfway there. Believe that you can and you are halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Purple Weed.
No, it's Teddy Roosevelt actually.
Click my heels 3 times.
you know,
That wasn't Teddy Pendergrass.
that may have happened, when Diana Ross was kicking it.
That wasn't Teddy Pendergrass.
No, that wouldn't. No, there wasn't no panties coming off on that one, girl.
You click your
No,
heels. Right. You said believe it if you can. Click your heels.
Believe that you can.
Right. Turn them off.
Okay. Let's focus on the believe if you believe. What'd you say?
Bring it in.
See, we got to have some practical application though.
You know what, Scott? How you want to play that?
And you
Scott?
are halfway there. Is
Hey,
believe
look,
you can, and you are halfway
safely.
there.
I want to play that safely
Okay.
and appropriately.
Okay,
Okay, that's how I want to play that.
I'm with you.
All
okay.
right. and black. Okay, that's those
Okay.
the way.
Believe you can, and you are halfway there.
Halfway
Mhm.
there.
Okay.
So I'll start. I'll start. It basically everything starts with you, right? So if you believe that you can do it, 90% of anything that we do is mental. The other 10% is physical. So if I believe that I can achieve it, I'm halfway there. Now I just got to do the work.
Are you halfway there or are you 90% there?
That's perspective.
I'm just saying, it really is a mind game. Shout out to Nick. It's
Classic.
a lot of things that I decided to do, I just did them because I wanted to do them. Like I made up my mind that that's what I wanted to do, and so I just did them. And so I agree with you. Like you're pretty much there. If you decide you want to do it, nothing can stop you from doing what you really want to do.
Really, except you.
Yeah. You have to decide not to do. But you know what? I hear you. Thank you, God, for the acknowledgement that I'm supposed to be doing what I need to do. And thank you, John Jameson, for allowing me access to that
Higher self.
that higher self. Yeah.
Hey.
Thanks, JJ.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Jameson, John Jameson. So, if you decide that that's what you want to do, there isn't much that can keep you from it because you are infinitely more powerful than you even think you are.
See that?
This is true.
Okay, now I'm blowing my high.
No, you just
stop.
intensified. I mean, I'm there.
I just took another step. So
Right.
I don't know what
happened to you.
What you did.
Yeah.
But that was like, damn.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week says
chakra are we on?
La Evolution.
What color chakra was that, Scott? The yellow orange?
I don't even remember now. That was last week.
The liver chakra.
The liver, right? The liver chakra.
Yeah.
That's right.
Supplying the connection tonight.
Right. The in between chakras.
I'm harnessing the power of a healthy, clean liver chakra. It's dark red.
So I would just like to say
chakra.
that Drunk Deep was brought to you by Jameson. John Jameson.
Pow.
Thank you, JJ.
If you notice on the label, it does say JJ and S. John Jameson and Son.
Oh, just one son. But he got like 8 sons. Why does it only say one son?
You know how that works. Probably only one of them wanted to get into business.
Wait a minute, what?
Only one took over the business with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know how that works.
Oh, they might have traded places over time, just like it's my turn,
Considering John Jameson died in 1823.
Oh
man.
No, how was that possible when the whiskey was established in 17? Oh, you said 1823. Ooh, child. Ooh, child.
Look, Benita was
the blue cup. The blue cup.
Benita got an abacus out. Got some paper.
Go to the blue cup.
Right.
Blue cup.
Benita pull out some glasses and an abacus. It was like
17, 16.
So, what's the latest? What's the BS? What's happening? What's the bullshit?
So much.
Okay.
So much. Go ahead, Karen.
So I watched this thing on, I don't remember if it was HBO or Netflix. I can't remember. It was one of them. HBO Max, Netflix, Prime, Video. Who knows? They all doing black stuff.
Okay. Okay.
It's economically
I watched
expedient at the time, you know.
40 Years a Prisoner. Any of y'all seen that? 40 Years a Prisoner.
40 years.
Mm-mm.
It's about the move organization. Yeah, I've heard about
Oh,
it.
Oh,
So here you go. Got these people in Philadelphia move. Now technically, move does not stand for anything. The capital MOVE. It's not an acronym. It's just what they say when they say talk to each other. They say, "How you doing? I'm moving on up," or whatever the term is. I'm moving on, and you know, move. So they have uh their ideology. John Africa started this. Everything's cool. They doing what they do. Philadelphia Police Department, who has continued to do stuff janky still, didn't like what they was doing. So in 1978, they was like, "We don't like what you're doing. We want you out of this neighborhood." Now the neighborhood didn't have a problem with them. Little kids running around booty butt naked. They was back to nature people. They had animals and all kinds of stuff in the yard. Cool, whatever. You know, you doing you. You ain't bothering nobody. You nice to everybody. Ain't no problem.
right.
you keep fresh eggs
But
if you
then
live in the neighborhood.
the
Boy, fresh air.
police
Mm.
harassing you.
Nice analogy.
So the police harass you one day. You just brought back your people and you're going into the house. Y'all having a celebration because your people back home. Police come, altercation happens, child gets hurt, dies.
I
Police
was
say there was no child. They just straight up on the news. Wasn't no kid. Everybody say there was a kid. They got hurt. Baby.
What?
New baby. Police say there wasn't no kid. So they produced the pictures of the kid. Police say, "Oh, there was a kid, but y'all hurt. We didn't do nothing. Y'all made the kid die. We didn't make the kid die." So everybody's like, "What the hell?" Time goes on. They mad. They start getting upset about the police saying no kid. Police decide that this is an organization that's a terrorist organization. Sound familiar, y'all? Terrorist
Uh-huh.
organization.
Uh-huh.
this low key not bullshit, right? This like a whole serious conversation.
None. Get to the bullshit. So they try to blockade these people in.
No.
They blockade these people in. People like you just keeping us for food and water and all. Police say, "Okay, we're gonna let you have food and water. We coming to the end of this thing." Police decide to start shooting in there. Just listen.
I'm sorry.
Cop gets shot. Police say, "Y'all killed the cop."
Yeah, so they burned the place down with everybody in it.
No, that was in 1985. This was in 1978. Okay, let me tell you, the Move organization has been fucking with the Philadelphia Police Department for a long time.
Mm.
Let's just be clear. 78. So they pull 9 people out and they say, "Y'all killed this cop." The people's like, "We didn't kill the cop. None of our guns actually work." Now we know this is true because they went into the place like 2 weeks before that, and all the guns they found were actually not workable guns.
Hmm.
So we know this is true. But they say you killed the cop. Autopsy says shot came from where the police were.
Yeah.
In the trial, the coroner says, "Oh, the shot came from inside, but your paper says it came from this way." The attorney general changes the paper in court. Everybody's like, "Oh, okay." This is cool. Y'all convicted. 30 to 100 years, all 9 of you.
How long was this movie?
Oh my goodness.
The documentary. Like
Okay.
9.
How many parts to this documentary was it?
So here's the deal. This is the bullshit.
Okay.
Them police department people, after this was over, after the shootout and they took all these people, they bulldozed the house within an hour. They bulldozed all the evidence, everything within an hour.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they went through all this. The documentary is actually about the 2 of the people, their son. She had him the month she went in. She had him, so he was out. So that was the 40 years of prisoner. Both of his parents were put into the prison system.
Okay.
Now all these people just got out the past 2 years because of the son's work to get them out. Past 2
I don't
years,
like it.
got out.
Yeah, that was blowing all the highs. I'm
I
looking
don't-
for
it,
Now listen.
it
bullshit
stinks.
part.
This is the same bullshit that's going on in Philadelphia now. Like this stuff, this was 1978. 1985, Philadelphia put a bomb on their house, dropped a bomb on the house, jacked up 65 residences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
2000, what is this? 2020, 2019.
Mhm. 21.
Philadelphia still dealing with shit with killing folks.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, y'all.
It's true.
This is straight bullshit. How long? This is 40 years. This is
Girl,
just
this is
this ain't
400 years.
this is
Bullshit.
what you have-
That's a
this is what you have to
continuation.
drink for.
I mean, it's
This is why you drink. Because of this kind of bullshit that's just straight out there.
it's a glaring moment of bullshit. Yes.
It's a straight glaring moment of bullshit. Now, Benita, what you got to say about Kanye?
I don't have nothing to say about Kanye. Who? Who?
I just needed to put that out there because it was on my mind, and I thought that it was major bullshit.
Man, there ain't none of my partner.
And you got to drink after that.
Right.
I was just wondering.
And clearly, your high is not blown, Benita.
Carol, it might be. It actually might be in this situation. Your high may actually be blown in this situation.
See,
I was asleep for 10 minutes.
Come on, man.
Case Mo.
Just saying. What else is going on? What's the other bullshit? Because that, Carol, you're right. 40 years of it, but I don't even want to. Just on to the next one. Just on to the next one.
There's been lots of shenanigans this week, hasn't there?
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
We getting a stimmy check. We get another stimmy.
Are we?
Oh, they approved it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't
So
tempt us with a good time.
apparently they're working on it.
Yeah, I heard they working on it.
But Biden, who ran on who ran on you gonna get a $2,000,
Stimmy.
now, right? You're gonna get this $2,000 stimmy. Now it's to $1,400.
Well, we got
because
600.
right, because you already got that 600.
Hey, I'm not arguing. Give me the 14.
I think it's coming.
I mean,
I think it's coming.
I think there's enough political force to get it through. I do, and quite honestly, when I heard about the 2000, I was like, that sounds like 1400. You know, because we know how politicians roll. You know, but I also think the way that he used that language was misleading.
Hey, listen, they gonna tell you what you want to hear. That's in politics. That's in business.
They are. That don't mean it's right though.
That's in pretty much anything where they want you to do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That don't mean that's right.
It's not right. It's bullshit. It's all
it is bullshit, and we have to hold people accountable.
We need to hold them accountable.
Yeah, we need to hold people accountable for what they say.
Yeah, we need to hold them accountable for some of the stuff I don't give a fuck about him saying $2,000. Give me the 14, I'm good. But what I do want you to do is handle some of this judicial business. You know, get some of this shit off the books that you got going. Legalize marijuana.
Which
I don't even smoke. And speaking of smoking, Sir got this song called Jay-Z. And I'm not even a Jay-Z fan, but the song goes, smoking my weed, listening to Jay-Z, just, you know, in my ride, right? It's so smooth. And I'm like a whole fan of that song. And I don't like Jay-Z and I don't smoke. But that's beside the point. I need Biden to go ahead and figure that out. I need him to release all of the young people that were put into prison because they were selling weed. I need him to go and deal with some of these student loans. You know, even if he just says, okay, we wiping anybody that has $20,000 or less, or we're going to start and wipe $20,000 off of the books. You know, so whatever's above 20, then, you know, you figure that out, or 40, or whatever the number is.
Yeah. Let's take it up. I mean, you know,
so take it up. I ain't worried about him saying $2,000 stimmy. Run me my 1,400 coins and go ahead and handle it.
But see, I think we can obviously we can multitask, and you know, I'm not criticizing what you're saying. I just think we can multitask. We can.
I agree.
Shoot, I think at this point
we can challenge the misleading election era stuff he said, but at the same time, still look for the things that we were yelling about, what we were screaming about while he was running. Yeah. And I'm all about, because I'm like, like 10, is that all we asking for as far as student loan debt? Like, I mean, let's take this up. I mean, we out here. I'm looking for reparations. I'm looking for, huh?
I'm with you. Start at 50, and then we can meet in the middle.
Yeah, let's start at 50.
But but one strategy in negotiating is suggesting something that is quite far from the middle. And inching your way back towards some kind of compromise. So,
right.
I mean, let's go ahead and cancel $100,000. Or maybe we could do something like calculate the average HBCU tuition.
Yeah, tuition.
You know what I'm saying? The average HBCU tuition debt, and like calculate a figure based on that, something like that. Look, so that we can get some real redress.
I just think we're happy to be negotiating at this point. So whatever we get, I'm happy that the shit's on the table. You know what I'm saying? At this stage of the game,
I'm totally happy, but I don't think we should ever operate as if we and I don't think you're saying this. I don't think we should
Yeah.
ever operate as if we don't deserve to be at the table, or as if we ain't, we ain't at the table. I think
Right.
we should always present. I mean, I think we should go above and beyond. Our suggestions should be beyond what our goals are. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Fuck right now.
absolutely. Absolutely. You all right over there? No,
No,
I am high as fuck.
it's
What
nice.
the fuck did you just feed me, Carol? What is this here? I'm
It's-
fucked up right now.
It's
Thank you,
politics.
JJ. Thank you, JJ.
Because look, you wasn't lit till we started talking politics. You hear me?
No, it's funny, just
so check this out. We these are the same people that make R&R.
What's R&R?
Mm.
Oh, Rock and Rye? Is it?
Rich and rap.
yeah. Wow.
That R&R is some cold pot liquor. That ain't nothing but some that ain't that. That's
God,
what
I
you
think you
serve.
just put an exclamation point on everything when you said that.
Look
To stamp.
that's what you serve when you don't want them to come back. You hear me?
Exactly.
Bingo.
Here, have some. Have some of this rich and rare. No, oh no,
Get some of
I
this.
couldn't. No, go ahead. No.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Funny.
I don't
funny
even remember what I was
story.
talking about. I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Wow.
Funny story. You know that check that came back in
December?
no, the earlier one and back in April.
Yeah.
So me and one of my children were out, got the check, was like, I need something, for my house. I need a vacuum cleaner. Like, I'm serious, right? I need to go find me a really good vacuum cleaner. Not one of them $50 joints. I need to get a vacuum cleaner because my house needs to be able to be clean.
Not me, United States government. I spent my entire stimulus on bills.
Thank you, JJ.
Look, bills, and I needed a damn really good vacuum cleaner. Okay. We was coming out the store with our really good vacuum cleaner so that we could clean up, so that we could lay out all the bills that we had to pay.
Did you get a Dyson?
We did not get a Dyson. We got a Shark.
Oh, okay, all right.
You think?
So,
But look, that's
why
like a
didn't we
Cadillac. That's
why
like a
didn't we
Cadillac.
come out and see these people trying to get this big ass TV into their car? They had a minivan.
Uh-huh.
And they could not get this TV into the car. They were struggling. There was like 6 people trying to help them get a TV.
Wow.
Look, they was like,
It was
Turn around. Turn around.
It was the funniest thing I ever saw. Because I was saying to myself, y'all didn't measure, y'all didn't check to see if that would fit in your car.
Who measures?
Your stimulus check. And of course, they wanted you to use your stimulus check to stimulate the economy.
Right.
But you should at least check to make sure you could get the thing in your car.
all right, now, look.
All detail. That's all.
Look.
Oh, now. What you would think if you saw a TV strapped to the top of a minivan?
Well, first of all, I would hope you wouldn't. And second, just a minor detail. I wanted the TV. I didn't think to measure if it could fit into the ride.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
Look,
Come on.
exactly. It's only so far, because I look. I probably just got that stimulus. You hear me? So So
Question.
I look, I may be saying this in a funny way, but I'm not joking. Maybe I am, but I I probably just got that stimmy probably had just hit. You hear me? So it's like, mm, I got some extra wall space, So let me go ahead and let me go and do this thing. And it's a minivan. Like how it ain't gonna fit in a minivan? Like
Right. Who's
it's
thinking like that?
but come to find out, it was a Hashitashi.
Hashitashi.
Hashitashi. Hashitashi.
I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you no more today. Hold on.
What was it again, Scott? What was it?
It was a Hashitashi.
Hashitashi.
It was a Hashitashi.
Y'all, we didn't talk about the inauguration.
And for our listening audience, that was a reference to Martin. And the super huge TV that was called the Hashitashi, and the little bitty TV that was called the Bitch 2000.
Just one more time, because I don't think they heard you clear.
Yeah. It was called
the smaller TV called?
Look here. It was called the Hashitashi.
That's the bigger one.
The big.
The Hashitashi. One was the what?
The small one was called the Bitch 2000.
Now, if you will.
Okay.
Break it down for us, Scott.
Just so in case we wasn't getting the reference, because that's what you're gonna get from me, because I watched a lot of TV in the 80s and the 90s. You hear me? So
Martin's hilarious.
And Bitch 2000. Yes.
So
the inauguration, y'all. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Jennifer Lopez on after Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga can actually sing.
Yeah.
Jennifer wasn't super bad, but
didn't she get like voice lessons and stuff like that too?
She apparently did. Yeah.
because she sounded much better.
She did sound much better than I expected.
Look here. She held them notes. She held them.
Yes, she did.
And that is...
She passed.
An improvement. Yes, it is.
She passed.
I ain't mad at it.
So
Garth was a little flaky though. I ain't gonna lie.
Garth?
By the end, I was like, yeah.
Garth was having fun. He was excited.
He
did look like he
was just out there.
Amazing, right?
And
I'm out here. It feels good.
And what's the young sister's name? Amanda Gorman.
Yeah.
Who had got the whole workup. Like she had the gold, like she had that gold pop on that chocolate brown.
So
and then like again, like her words were so powerful,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here comes the devil's advocate.
Uh-oh. Darn.
She did a great job, Carol.
That in my household,
I already know, but
I have some poets. And I have the first St. Louis poet laureate, youth poet laureate in my household. And I have poets, the young youth poet laureates that come over and spend time. So, upon listening to these young people, so that first poet laureate actually went up for that title.
I know.
So if you didn't know, she actually went up for that title of National Youth Poet Laureate. Mm-hmm. So there might be some bitterness in there too.
Okay.
There might be some bitterness in the dancery.
You think so?
But the discussion amongst these poet laureates, which were three of them that was online at the time discussing with each other. They I'm sorry. They were, like a little over it because, of course, this was a poem that she had done a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. So they had all heard this poem before, right? So part of their thing was when she first started, I was like, oh, I didn't heard that. So they was hating on the I didn't heard that before, right?
Okay, let's be clear. All right. Yeah,
Let's
that's some hatership.
yes. They was like I heard this before. But I had to laugh because then one of them said she was in her Curious George outfit.
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
Hateration
no,
in the dance arena.
no,
wow.
And I'm
no,
sorry, y'all.
Wow, you laughed.
The yellow
no.
jacket, it just took me there.
Really? Come on, y'all.
Now,
Come on. That's terrible.
if you sitting with
Those
a bunch of 20, 21, 22 year olds, 20, 21, 22 year olds, and they in the midst of their hateration, listen, you gonna laugh at some of the stuff that they say.
I'm not.
Although I love Amanda Gordon, I think she did a wonderful job. I think
did an
her poem
amazing
was
job.
beautiful.
And
I
look,
think that it was clear and concise, and I loved it. Yes, I had
Yeah.
heard the poem before because of the actions that I had been
yeah.
with, but that didn't matter to me, you know. But I thought it was very humorous because if you go into the poet circuit of the people that are there was a little, you know, there was a little
Oh,
hateration going on because
See,
Oh, don't
and
sound like
that
a little. It don't
yeah.
sound like a little.
yeah, first of all,
the
you're
other part of
right. It
that
does
is
not
that
sound like a little. And then it's like that circuit is so small
Yeah.
that if you if you put it only in its own context, it becomes trite.
so
I'm gonna just be
not.
real
That's
clear
it. That
because
circuit is not as small as you
because
think.
I've been listening to poetry and spoken word since the 90s, and I'm gonna be just real clear that most of it that I hear these days, I'd rather just have a VA. You know, it ain't hitting like the 90s. It ain't hitting like the 70s or the 60s.
So
Okay.
you
Now,
gotta listen to
of course, I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking personally. I love some of the stuff from the folks that you talking about, but but it sounds like it sounds like they are making their fishbowl an ocean,
Mhm.
so listen.
and it don't make
That
sense to me.
circuit is not as small as you actually think because it
I'm
is
not
an
even
inter
suggesting that it's small. I'm just saying that it's bigger than they think.
Mm.
And
yes,
then
because the concept
and
of the
again,
youth because
could
it's
the poem
usually the
have been
inaugural
more revolutionary? Probably,
it's
but
usually the
it wouldn't have made it in
inaugural
there.
it's usually the US poet laureate that does that.
Hmm.
It's usually the US poet laureate. So in the
Yeah.
concept and the conceptualization of it being the youth poet laureate that did the inauguration speech,
Hmm.
poem is and it's usually a poem that is written specifically for the inauguration.
Hmm.
Um,
Makes sense.
so with that aspect of historic um, fanfare of historic uh, the beauty of that history can never be taken away. That is set in stone, and this young sister was able to make that leap, that position in the history books, and that is a solid thing and a
Hmm.
clear step forward for it to be a young black woman, that did
Hmm.
this. So I'm clear about that. I am very clear about that and clear about the progress that is and the salute that is. And the sister has
Yeah.
great poems. If you have heard any of her others, I don't know if anybody, people like, oh, she was wonderful and stuff and everything, but I don't know if anybody actually have gone and looked up this sister and listened to her do any of her other poems. Wonderful.
Well, I'll say this: her delivery was excellent, and I think even with a well-written poem, that delivery and how she got it across again was critical, and it was needed, and it of course it needs to be applauded.
And I think that yes. And
But you got some haters in your camp, though.
But look, man.
But you know what?
I'm messing.
There's a point when we all been a hater of something. Come on
Oh,
now.
I stay a hater on some stuff. I stay a hater.
There's a point when we've all been a hater on something. Because I
respect that.
I know that there are people that's making $1.2 million on a painting that I'm like, my 4-year-old, 5-year-old grandson could make that paint do that.
Yeah.
I'm out here doing some hard ass, big, serious throat gut wrenching shit, and I'm like begging for, a grand. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. There are times when I'm just like, ain't no way.
I get it.
And I'm struggling. Ain't no way.
See, and so that lets us know that there's a balance with the notion of hating, right? Like,
right.
There's a balance where we have to know where our serious critique begins or ends, and where our envy begins. You know what I mean? Not even envy, or it's displeasure. It's it's our jade with the whole situation, all of that.
And just call it what it is. It's just hate. I mean, you just mad because
that's a general term for what we're talking about, but there are so many aspects to hate that I mean, I really don't. I think that it enlivens the conversation for us to be clear on what kind of hate we really talking about.
I'm with that.
But let me say this. Let me be clear. Let me say this. There are some genuine because this is the youth poet circuit is a serious thing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a serious thing. So there is drama, trauma, and all that kind of stuff that goes along with this poetry circuit. That is that is unlike some of the stuff that we grew up with. It is unlike that, and I'm saying that coming from a person who wrote poetry back in the 80s, and 90s, and spoke her poetry, and looking at some of the stuff that is done today, because they have turned this thing, including the sister, into a distinguished art form, a very distinguished art form, and it's brilliant. Some of these people are brilliant at what they're doing. And along with that always comes some hateration, yes. And some things that are justified in I don't like this. I don't like this.
I hear that because surely
there was a start where some things were justified in what they were saying, because I'm listening to them through their whole thing, but there was some things that were justified in what they're saying, because I know as an adult who was working with these people and traveling to Washington and Texas and all these places to hear hundreds of men, young people do they thing, nationally and internationally,
Right. Right.
We got some people in Trinidad and Tobago who are just awesome as hell, let me tell you. You know. So listening to that and hearing that and also understanding what's been happening in that circuit, some of where they started was genuine. Where they
Hmm.
ended up with the Curious George was just hateration.
Yeah.
So you had that spectrum of we started here, and then it became, I'm just hating because
Oh my
she's up
gosh.
there and I'm not, kind of thing.
Well, at least they were able to. Apparently, there was a faction there that was able to admit that this is this is just hate.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was clear that, okay, you got to a point where you was just hating on this, because you was one step from being there yourself. I
Yeah.
get it. You
Not
know,
the Curious George
I
though.
get
That
it.
is Curious George.
Yeah,
That's
like I don't that like even that imagery is like like I would prefer that not even enter the well, it was among family, so I understand, but
I mean, it wasn't just family. This was a grouping of. There was a couple of them that were
yeah,
talking.
but
So
among familiars, you know.
yeah, among
right. Right.
families.
That makes sense.
So it was a.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say that was completely appropriate though. I'm not even
And so
gonna.
let me be clear. It was only the visualization, because
Hmm.
Because of the colors, because of the yellow and the.
colors, yes, it
I
was
get it.
only the visualization. It was not
Haters.
the concept of what Curious George meant to us. It was the visualization. That's
It
why
wa-
I'm saying that it went from some serious, uh, it's been 3 years since she was nominated as the youth.
See, okay,
So
here.
there was some conceptual things of that, because they introduced her as the National Youth Poet Laureate.
Okay.
Um, and the reality is that at 22 years old, she was 2 years older than what the Youth Poet Laureate could be.
Okay,
Really?
Yeah. So, at 19, I think I think if you turn 20 during your inaugural year, that's one thing. But at 19 is the last year that you can go for the Youth Poet Laureate.
so how do you use that so that it works?
What do you mean?
So if you are if you're organizing an inauguration, and okay, by no means am I suggesting that any one of these folks or entities are the moral compass. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
well,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but how do you if you have let me not even say that. How do you if you have a person that's 22 and
Hmm.
you want her to speak and present her piece for the inauguration, how do you present that? Do you say, well, so and now this is the a former youth poet laureate, U.S. poet laureate. You
Well,
know
they
what I
could have
mean?
added the
And
first. They
does
could have
that
just said,
diminish
could have added
her
the first.
importance?
So you could have
Huh?
added the first. She is the first National Youth Poet Laureate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it was for those people who came behind her, and for the current Youth Poet Laureate, it may have been a slap in the face because
Right.
he is not the current. You understand what I'm saying? So when they first
Absolutely.
started, so when they first started discussing it, it was that. It was she's 22. She's too old to be the Youth Poet Laureate. You
Okay.
know, and for those young people, that means something. That means something to them. It's like,
Yes.
if you say
And
that,
and so if we just speak the truth, we can advance beyond at least that
right,
issue,
uh huh,
you know. And I'm
exactly.
using this
I hear you, Scott.
that this issue right here, just like the smallest violin.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm using that. Okay, so and I'm saying that to say that's how you move on. And again, I'm being real clear. I'm not suggesting that the inaugural committee or her team or the team that you were talking to, anybody is the moral authority. But if you determine that you want someone to do this particular thing at the inauguration, how do you make that work? That's my first question. That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna get to a point, and this is clearly just all me, but I've always had kind of an issue. Not kind of. I've always had an issue with the whole. Yeah, I just wrote this in the parking lot, like right before this, and I'm finna drop this. Like, I hear that, but what are the chances that that's your best work? And so,
Ooh, okay.
I'm what are the chances that something that is rushed that you've done within the last day or within the last several hours to present here is your best work, is the best thing that you could present at this moment?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and I'm saying that to say what she presented, as you said, was maybe 2 some more years old, and she had probably performed it before. Obviously, she had, if somebody had heard it. Well, I mean, and if it hits some good points, why wouldn't you present that? It's something. And it's become maybe it's become your bread and butter. Maybe not, but at least you've performed it more. At least more than one time, so you have some notion of how to angle the intricacies of this piece.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even considering a new crowd, where your inflections lie, where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I would have not. Well, I'm not gonna say I would have more respect. I understand someone using a piece that they've done
tested.
before.
Tested.
That's been
tried
tested.
and true.
Right.
Yes,
I understand that.
I agree wholeheartedly, because the people who were in that discussion have used their pieces over again. The people that were in that discussion. So that's why I'm saying the original discussion about the title and what they said and where they got to was a journey of hateration. It went from validity to hateration.
Well,
And
as
we're talking
long as
about
they can
people who
kind
are
of admit
19,
that there
20,
was some pieces of it
21.
that was some hater stuff, I'm cool.
Well,
So
they're young enough to admit it, so
we're
that's
talking
good.
about 19, 20, 21-year-olds.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
I know.
So you
love
are
it.
in hateration mode at that age. You are in absolute, totally hateration mode.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Remember back to them days when you was just like,
I was finna say
We've all been there.
ain't smooth.
I did some of my most magnanimous hating at those ages right there.
Right. So
You don't know no better then, though. What's the age group?
You don't. You don't.
You don't really understand the true essence of the hate.
You don't.
At that age.
You don't.
And
You
then
right.
later on,
You right,
be
Marvin.
later on, you be thinking, "Oh man, I was tripping."
Yeah. Right. When you
know
grow
what,
up,
it
when
hit
you
it.
grow up a little bit, you be like,
hit its all.
Yeah.
That wasn't that big deal. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that about that girl.
You be like, you know what? I really should have just kept my mouth closed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I mentioned that because I thought it was interesting, the thought because these are people who have um, been in the level of competition that she was in. You know what I'm saying? They are her age, you know. And
Yeah.
this was the discussion of amongst people who of different cultures. Okay. So talking we're not talking that this was a group of black kids talking. We're talking this is a group of multicultural children speaking,
Wow.
you know.
Look, my foot still in the same place. You hear me?
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
was thinking. That there is still a it is what it is. And at
I
19
said
to
what I
22,
said.
at 19 to 22, it don't matter. You gonna be
No.
the same. You in hateration mode. You in the mode of this is about me and only me.
Right, because
Absolutely.
again, I
Absolutely.
look,
Yes.
I because and another something that I say all the time is like we have these critiques of folks, but what is the place where you bow to whiteness or where you bow to capitalism? Because many of us have them, and we'll project this stalwart sense of socialism and what we think is black on other folks, but then we drive our car and we pull into a Shell gas station. You hear what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we pull into Shell. We go to Walmart. We go to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So where are the places where your ideology is compromised? So
Yeah.
and it obviously it's a struggle.
And on
But
that, you know, I see the ticker tape going. So even though Benita Applebaum is not on at this time, the ticker tape is saying whiskey and bulls. So that's the cue that it is time's up and that we need to be moving forward. Scott, we didn't get a word. Can you give us a word real quick?
Yep, I got the word. So our Anglo-lingual word for the day is prognosticate, which means
Okay, you're gonna have to work with me with that one.
yeah, that's fine. That's
Prognosticate.
fine. Prognosticate, which means to foretell or prophecy. Synonyms are forecast, predict, to divine, to augur, to auspicate, to provise.
Okay.
All right. So
go ahead.
and so that's our Anglo-lingual word for today. So drop that in your conversation. Your little 50-cent word in your conversation. All right.
Everybody
And so
everybody think you've been to prison. Give you some street cred if you say prognosticate.
Or if it really actually means something in the conversation. Now, come on now, give the people some credit. And so, and I'm gonna inaugurate. I'm gonna inaugurate a term for our AAVE term.
Okay.
And so what we're gonna call our AAVE term from now on is our June bug, our weekly June bug.
Our weekly June bug. Okay.
Our weekly June bug. Why? Because I got a partner named Junebug, and for real, he is one of the countryest cats I've ever known. And at the same time, he is one of the cats that makes the most sense to me.
Okay.
All right. So our weekly Junebug is spelled SEEDTUH.
Cedar.
SEED.
I see.
Next word. Seed
to.
Now I'm finna use it in a sentence. All right.
Oh, I see to it.
No. I see
No.
SEED
Uh-huh.
TUH.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling too good, so I had to go to the hospital to get seed to.
All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I missed part of that because my computer was like, I'm tired.
Right. Understandable.
Okay. So
So I don't know if I talked about Michelle Obama
Hey,
and her shutting down the internet with her outfit, or what?
No,
Or
we
that
didn't.
big-ass bird that Lady Gaga had on.
We
Or-
didn't.
hey, we ain't got no commercial breaks up in this month.
Yeah, well, I think that we're about to say goodbye because
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if you guys saw the whiskeyandbull@gmail.com.
We did. And
Yep,
Carol
I
was
did.
Carol was in the middle of shutdown.
We shutting it down. Shutting it down.
Holla, 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 holla.
Deuces.
All right. Thank you, John
Oh,
Jameson.
shout out to JJ.
Shout out to John Jameson and his delicious classic Irish whiskey.
Can you say that one more time? It's what?
It's classic. It's classic. All right, y'all.
You take care. See you guys next week.
All right.
Whiskey and bullshit. Whiskey and bullshit. Whiskey and bullshit.